Hello everybody, this is Cheri at ejsundry.blogspot.com, and today instead of doing a planner quick tip, we are going to do some pen tests. Now I've already written using these pens, and that actually wasn't my plan. I had actually planned to do it on video, but after shooting the video I realized I needed to reshoot it. So the writing part's already done, which will make it go faster. So we're just going to talk about the pens themselves. So this is my Moleskine little book that I'm using for a bullet journal to-do list type thing. Now, I'm not following the full bullet journaling. If you've seen my other videos, you are aware of that, but I'm doing what works for me, and I'm loving it. It is working perfectly for me. I use it. It's very rare that I miss a day of putting in the day's to-dos that I've been able to get accomplished. I'm able to mark them off. So if we start kind of back at the beginning, one of the things that you're going to see is these colored pencils. Now I have changed, if you watch my earlier videos, I think I showed you the colored pencils that I used, and kind of were just a hodgepodge mishmash of colored pencils. I actually found some twistables, and those are not new to me. They've been out for years and years, but I had picked some up on sale at Michael's, and that's what I'm using now to fill in my dot boxes, and that's working really well for me. And then these are the pens that I have decided to test. Now, when I shot the video previously and ended up not counting it, that's when I put this Galaxy marker, just because it was sitting on my desk, and I don't even know why I bought that. I've had it for years, but it's just been sitting on my desk, and I thought I would try it, and that's definitely not something that I would use for writing in something like this. That's more of like your scrapbooking marker, and it's definitely thick. We start with a 4A pen. This is a 4A bold, and it's a 1.2 millimeter, and I don't know if it's getting old. It's actually what I did quite a few of my headers with, just because it was handy when I first started filling in my journal. And it's not quite as bold as you would expect. In fact, if you look at it next to the Friction 0.7 millimeter pen, there's really not that much difference in the way it looks. So again, I don't know if it's just the way it reacted with this paper or what it is, but it's not super bold, and it's definitely one that I would use in this, and have used it in this quite a bit. I am not a bold pen girl. I'm kind of a medium of the road, heading closer to the finer side, and so I find that the 0.7s are really good for me. If I come down and look at like this Micron 03, that's a little bit too fine for me. The Micron 0.5, I have used some 0.5s in friction pens as well, and it just depends. Sometimes of the finer ones that I've used, sometimes they tend to skip, or some of them work really well. So it's just kind of one of those things you want to play with and see what you really like. For the most part for this, I really like the 0.7s. So I've got a purple friction and a black friction in the 0.7. They work really well. Now I have my cross fountain pen, and this is my cross fountain pen, and I absolutely love this fountain pen with all but one thing. And the one thing that I don't love about it is a little bit bolder than I care for. And so when I bought it, I didn't realize, I thought I had bought one that was a little bit finer. The one that I had before that had a bit of a finer tip, and this one tends to be a little bit bold. Now it doesn't come across on this paper, probably because it's fine paper, as bold as it does like if I'm just doing regular writing, but it just depends on what I'm doing and what I'm writing on if I really love this pen or not. On my wish list is there's a new Safari by Lamy coming out in purple that I want to try that out, and it comes in different nib sizes, so we'll just kind of see about that. And the price point on it's not bad at all for a fountain pen, so I thought, well, that's a good one to try. So then the next pens that I have here are these Sharpies. I've got these in their Sharpie pens. They do have a cap like this, and they write beautifully. I absolutely love these pens. And these are the only two colors that I purchased to kind of start with. They're fine point, as you can see, and they work really, really well with this Moleskine paper. I just really like them. The next one that I have is this Sarasa Zebra, and it's a 0.7. Of the 0.7s, I would say that this is my least favorite pen. I was really excited to get it, and in fact I kind of wanted to get a full color set, and then I thought, you know what, I really don't need a full color set because I have my friction pins over here, and so I decided to just wait and just get a couple to try it out, and I'm kind of glad I did. Now my daughter really likes these pens, and they're okay, but I prefer just a finer tip pen than what these are. And when I use them, like even at work, they're good gel pen, and they're supposed to be kind of safe so that they can't be erased or anything like that. And they dry super fast, so you don't have to worry about smearing at all. But it's just a little bit bolder than what I liked. Now maybe the colored ones wouldn't be quite as bold. Maybe it's the ink color, I don't know, but it's just a little bit bolder than what I like. And in fact, I have on this page, you can kind of see here how dark that's coming through. Now, in all fairness, I was doing some writing much like this, where I was practicing writing with this, so I would write and then I would kind of make parts of them bolder and just trying to play with it. So it did definitely shadow through where you're seeing here. It's a dark shadow, but then when I turn the page, and you can barely see it right here because I was able to write over most of it, but it actually bled through onto this paper, and that was really surprising to me. I did not expect that to happen. So again, it's an okay pen, but it's probably not one I'm going to purchase more of. And then we move into what's on my wish list, and that is a Signo Uniball pen. Now I have used Signo Uniballs, or Signo, I don't know if they're Uniballs, but I've used a Signo white pen sometimes in crafting, and I found it's one of my favorite white pens for when I'm writing on like black cardstock or something like that. But when I bought this pen, I thought, oh, let's just try it, and I just bought one of them. And this is the 207, so it's also a 0.7 millimeter pen. And this is the one that I'm going to buy my next color set in. I really like the way it worked. I'm a little concerned, and I don't know if I mentioned that in this video or not, that with time that the friction pins are going to fade since they are erasable. So for something like my bullet journal, I'm not as worried about that. For fun things, I'm definitely not worried. And I will probably continue to use it in my regular planner because I like that I can put things in and erase it with them. But for my journaling planner, I'm thinking I may switch to these Sarasa pens. I'm sorry, with these Signo pens, just because they write so smoothly. This is kind of a reddish brown color, but it writes so smoothly and it's not bold at all. And then at the bottom, we've already talked about the Micron pens that I tried and the Galaxy marker. So now let's see the true test. Let's turn it over to the back. So what do we see? Well, the friction pens have some shadowing, but probably besides the Micron pens that are finer tipped, they probably have the least amount of shadowing. The Sarasa, you can see, has quite a lot of shadowing through it. Of course, the Galaxy marker did. And then the Uniball, it's kind of, the Uniball and the Sharpies are pretty similar, and the 4A, pretty similar in shadowing. And quite frankly, let's see if I can find a back side here. Well, even if you look down at the numbers down here, not too bad. And if you, let's see if I can find one that I've written on both sides. I haven't done a lot of writing on both sides of most of my papers. But, well, here's one. this is, these on this side, these are some videos that I want to do or have done. So on this side I'm using, this is the Foray on the top, and then these down here, these are my friction pins, and you can see that when I write on the back side, there's not so much shadowing that it's distracting from the back side. You can see it here, but to me, it doesn't pull my eye away from what I want to see. So all of those I will probably continue to use. I will shy away from the Sarasa, and I definitely won't use the Galaxy. I probably won't use the Microns just because it's not something that I keep with my planner stuff, and neither is my fountain pen. So I may use them some, but for the most part, I'm going to probably be sticking with my Twistables, my Frictions, my 2 Sharpies, and the Uniball pen. These right now are going to be my go-to pens. So that's what I have to say about pens. Let me know, what's your favorite pen? How's it work? Do you have a particular pen that you have trouble with bleed through, or different pen that you really don't like because it shadows way too darkly? Let me know. Tell me about your favorite pens. Who knows, maybe I'll find another new favorite. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.